anything to say, you tell me, but plenty of people have written that. She was extremely quiet, and it looked like she had nothing to say.
Okay, for a start, his wife has explained that she chose not to speak because she gets too upset when she sees images of her dead son's face, you f***ing arsehole. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please continue.
He said you have sacrificed nothing and no one.
Well, that sounds... who wrote that? Did Hillary's scriptwriters write it?
How would you answer that, Father? What sacrifice have you made for your country?
I think I've made a lot of sacrifices. I work very, very hard. I've created thousands and thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs, built great structures. I've had tremendous success. I think
those
I've
are
done a lot.
sacrifices?
Oh, sure, I think they're sacrifices.
No! No, they are absolutely not. They are self-serving half-truths from a self-serving half-man who has somehow convinced half the country that sacrifice is the same thing as success. Honestly, the main takeaway from these 2 weeks is that, incredibly, we may be on the brink of electing such a damaged, sociopathic narcissist that the simple presidential duty of comforting the families of fallen soldiers may actually be beyond his capabilities. And I genuinely did not think that that was a part of the job that someone could be bad at. And now, this.
And finally this week, some more highlights from the Democratic National Convention.
To hell with Trump's American nightmare. We believe in the American dream.
The right wing has thrown everything at Hillary. Not only the kitchen sink, not only the stove, but the refrigerator and the toaster stew.
We'll fight for the macro issues and those macaroni and cheese issues.
Put down your Pokemon Go for just a second.
We're naming Donald Trump to our dirty dozen list.
A much worse sense of humor. We got to go here in just a second because, again, we're up against a hard break because we're live. But I understand you have this amazing news is that Gilmore Girls is launching, okay, which I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan.
Who is it? Who is it?
This was in the teaser trailer for the new Gilmore Girls. Jim?
Do you think John Oliver would find me hot? Me hot.
You want to answer that? You want to answer that right now?
Lorelei, the answer is yes, I do find you hot. And I'll tell you why. I'm a red-blooded male with an inbuilt heat detector. And my heat detector registers you as on fuego.
Do you know who would sound good saying that?
Tim Kaine.
Everybody.
The last time you were here in the fall, you said that you don't give a damn about Donald Trump.
I didn't.
You did not give a damn about Donald Trump.
I didn't. We were not in the election year at that point.
But we were already still, we were still.
We were in the process. Let me handle this for you. Were we in the process, John? Yes, we were. Yes, we were in the process.
We're in the primary process.
We were in the primary. Well, still not at that point. No.
Well, no, the primary process, or process as we say on this side of the pond.
Well, process, invented words will tell you how they're supposed to sound.
No, but they were still campaigning for the primary.
They were campaigning.
That's a reasonable time to talk about
I didn't care, and I didn't think I'd have to care, and then it turned out.
Well, no one thought they would have to
That's
care.
right. None of us thought we were going to be here. But we are. Yeah.
Now you care a lot.
Well, now, no, we did,
You did a wonderful 20-minute piece 2 weeks ago.
Two weeks ago? Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So, we've had... Make Donald Trump again.
Here's the thing about that.
So, tell the people about the hat.
So here's what we did on our piece, if you didn't see it. We were trying to separate the kind of mascot of Donald Trump from the man. And so we wanted to, the Trump name is very powerful. What he embodies is very powerful.
It's very large on buildings.
It could barely be larger while being safe. And so we wanted to separate that, to find a division so you could look at him with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And his ancestors were called Drumpf. I'll just keep talking.
Over in Germany, they were the Drumpfs?
Take a nap.
There were Drumpfs?
In Germany,
yeah. If I take a nap, they don't pay me. I'm just going to keep my eyes open. Is that enough?
A long time ago, they were Drumpfs. And so, yeah, we came up with Make Donald Trump again.
Why would you change your name from Drumpf? It's such a beautiful musical name.
The German language is so sonorous, isn't it?
Yes,
so gentle. Beautiful language. A language of poetry. Angry poetry. So we made hats. We made hats, and we sold 35,000 of these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, where does that money go, John Oliver?
Well, we sold it at cost, which you can imagine HBO find hilarious. What's funnier than not making any money on an unexpected, inexplicable hit? But guess what? Because apparently Jay-Z's people called HBO asking for a hat.
Wow.
And I'll say this for a start: buy the hat, Jay-Z.
Oh, he wanted one for free?
Jay-Z wanted one for free, and he's done very well. Buy a hat, spring for a hat, let it trickle down.
Yeah.
That's how economics
eBay,
works,
I bet
right?
you can get these on eBay at this
Yeah, but
point.
so the HBO had said, is it okay if we send him one? And they were already running out.
Yeah.
And I did say, well, be careful, because if he puts that on his head in public, you're going to need more hats. And if his wife puts it on in public, we are no longer a TV show, we're a hat manufacturing company at that point.
That's true. So you had to bring that.
Yeah.
We couldn't get one.
Yeah, but
you brought that with you.
This is the first, I haven't seen one. This is the first time I've seen one. Now, you and I putting this on his head.
That's nothing.
Nothing.
Put it on.
No, I'll put it on and watch the sales go down. Look, it's over.
That's really... That really lowers your intelligence. Very nice.
You're trying to tell me kids don't want this now?
Could Trump happen in England?
Could he happen?
Like that this kind of candidacy in England? Or is your parliamentary system sort of break that?
No, it's not that it could happen. It has happened. We had many kings in the past. Look through British history and you'll see lots of Drumps wearing gold on there. There's an equivalent love for gold between 18th century kings and current presidents. Candidates.
But Donald Trump himself is getting 35% of primary voters of the Republican Party. Say 40% of Americans identify as Republican. Less than half of those people vote in the primaries. He's getting 35%, so it's like 12% of the electorate out there is voting for him.
That's an incredibly meaningful 12%.
But in the American system, that 12%, if he captures the nomination,
leaders, so to speak, were kings, because then your only qualifications had to come out of a queen's vagina. And the crazy thing is, I don't know if you have to bleep that, but you probably should.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
As fun it is to watch and talk about the convention, there's a little non-convention news out there. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but it was announced today that Fox News CEO, he has resigned as the head of Fox News. Now, this resignation is a bit of a shocker. It comes on the heels of a Fox News internal probe in...
Hi, my name is Tony, and this is Every Frame a Painting. If you grew up like I did, you probably watched a lot of Looney Tunes. And if you paid attention to the credits, then you recognize this name.
My full name is Charles Martin Jones. This is not why I really belong. I belong behind the camera.
Chuck Jones is one of the all-time masters of visual comedy. Between 1938 and 1962, he directed more than 200 cartoons for Warner Brothers. 10 films a year, 6 minutes per film. What's astonishing is that they hold up more than 50 years later, and among them are some of the greatest short films ever made. But none of this happened overnight. It was a long process. So today, let's take a look at how a good artist became a great one.
All right, let's get this picture started. No!
The The most famous aspect of any Chuck Jones cartoon, and the parts you probably remember, are the jokes. Written by Michael Maltese and Ted Pierce. Nearly every gag here follows a classic two-part structure. The first part leads you to make an assumption. The second part proves it wrong. That's it. Assumption? Reality. And in the early cartoons, the jokes are fantastic, and they happen one after the other. But here's the truth. The gags are only the surface level. What really sets these films apart is the amount of work that was put into character. And that process took a long time.
All the characters are a process of learning. It's hard for people to understand who watch actors to realize that actors come with an ability. They've played other parts.
Hello.
You bring in a drawing, all you have is a drawing, and you have to put in the character.
Consider the case of Daffy Duck. When he first started out, Daffy was more or less insane.
Gosh, what a crazy, screwy duck.
But over the course of 15 years, he changed from being the one who laughs to being the butt of the joke. This Daffy is less crazy, but it's easier to understand what he wants. He wants money, he wants to be a star. In short, he wants glory.
This looks like a job for the Masked Avenger!
In fact, all of Chuck Jones's characters have very clearly defined wants. This one wants a home. This one wants to daydream. And this one just wants somebody to love.
Ah, my little darling, it is love at first sight, is it not?
Notice that every desire here is very simple. And the simpler the desire, the more vivid the character. Once you know what the character wants, you can figure out the next question. How does this particular individual move?
Every action is dictated by what goes on inside of you. You have to be able to think the way the character thinks. If you can't tell what's happening by the way the character moves, you're not...
Can you have charmed me, no?
It's helped to have the dialogue. The dialogue is not the thing that makes it work. The story should tell itself by the way it moves.
So let's say you know what the character wants, and you know how they move to get it. What about the jokes? What happens to the assumption and the reality? Well, now the assumption includes the personality of the character. For instance, we know that Daffy will always pick a fight because it's part of his desire for glory.
Take over!
Likewise, we know the Coyote's device will fail, so Jones can play this gag off-screen, which ends up making it funnier. But there is a danger to this approach. If you just focus on great jokes with the same well-defined characters, you can easily get trapped in a formula.
Sometimes I feel very sorry for the coyote. Sometimes I wish he'd catch him. If he caught him, there wouldn't be any more Roadrunner. You wouldn't like that, would you?
So to avoid this problem, Jones did something. This is one of the defining aspects of his work. It's a word that he uses and that other people use about him.
Meep, meep.
It also stands out as an example of the kind of discipline Chuck Jones liked to set for himself.
This is the vital factor in all comedy or all drama, is what are your disciplines?
Discipline. The challenges and restrictions you set for yourself. Like designing a character with no mouth. Or no face. Or using no dialogue except for this.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Because animation lets you do anything, you have to think about what you won't do. And in Jones's case, there were lots of rules about the world, the characters, and their behavior. For instance, Bugs Bunny never picked a fight. Somebody had to do this.
Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit.
And only then would he fight back.
Kill the wabbit?
Bugs Bunny is not just an insane rabbit. Somebody's always trying to get him, and he's retaliating.
He has to be provoked. And we learned that. It was very important that he be provoked, because otherwise he'd be a bully.
Through a quick barrage of facial expressions. But over time, these grew less and less.
particularly in the later films, Chuck became very fond of using the smallest possible gestures, facial gestures, to get laughs.
Chuck's facial expressions were the best in the business because he was a minimalist.
All humor grows from two things. All humor, I believe, comes from human behavior and logic. If it's not logical, it's not going to be funny, and if it isn't done from human behavior, how the hell do you know it's funny?
Think of it this way. This is human behavior. That was logic. And the logic is something you improve at over time. But what about human behavior? How do you improve at understanding that? The truth is, there's only one way, and it's not by watching films.
When you talk to Chuck, he's always encouraging you to go to the source, to study real life, to study art, and
read everything. It doesn't do you much good to draw unless you have something to draw. And the only place you get anything to draw is from out of that head. And the only way that you can exercise the mind is by bringing new ideas to it, so it'll be surprised.
Yes?
It's
inspiration. And the great thing about this kind of inspiration?
You can find it any place. You can find it any place.
And this is every frame of painting. So here's a fundamental question. When you're judging a shot, what's the first thing you look for? Is it balance? Leading lines? Golden ratio? Color? Light? Shapes? I think these are all essential, and they're all part of good images. But there's one thing I always notice first. Movement.
For me, Kurosawa is the Beethoven of movie directors. It's that recognizable full sound that Beethoven had that is so unmistakable.
A Kurosawa film moves like no one else's. Each one is a masterclass in different types of motion and also ways to combine them. Over a career spanning half a century, he made 30 films, and in all of them, the movement is surprising and cinematic. Wow. If you'd like to see the names of the films, press the CC button below. So, what types of movement did he like? First, there's the movement of nature. In every one of his films, the background of the shot features some kind of weather. Wind, water, fire, smoke, snow. One advantage of this approach is that shots have a lot of visual interest. Even when people are still, there's that rain in the background to draw your eye.
Rain is a real emotional trigger that works in any film. It's no anything that's excessive because it gives you another layer that the audience can relate to sensually.
Second, there's the movement of groups. Kurosawa films usually feature large groups of people who either band together or split apart. Crowds like this are really cinematic. When you put this many people in a shot, any emotion feels big. If you want a good reaction shot, try using 4 people, or 25. And if you want something really big, which brings us to number 3, the movement of individuals. One of my favorite things about Kurosawa is that his blocking is unrealistic and exaggerated. Pick one gesture for their character and repeat it throughout the film. That way, the audience can quickly see who's who and how they're feeling. Number 4, movement of the camera. One of the hallmarks of Kurosawa's style are his fluid camera moves that go from a close-up to a full shot to an over-the-shoulder in a single unbroken take. I did another essay about these shots called the Spielberg Oneer, but what's important here is that every camera move has a clear beginning, middle, and end. Just by itself, this move tells a story. And last, there's movement of the cut. Kurosawa is one of the few directors who worked as his own editor. One of the reasons his movies just flow is that he tends to cut on movement. Often, you're paying so much attention to someone who's moving that you don't see the edit. When he finishes a scene, he switches the rhythm, usually by ending on something static and then cutting straight into movement. By switching up the rhythm, he keeps you on your toes, because you can't guess the next cut. So with all that, let's break down one scene and study the motion. This scene comes from Seven Samurai. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. See how long it takes you to figure it out. Ready? The first shot shows the whole village, then just the important characters, then just the samurai. Right about here, most people get what's happening. As Kikuchiyo sits down, his action ripples outwards to affect the whole village. Notice how much the wind adds to the scene. Even when people are still, there's that little bit of wind to spice up the frame. So that's pretty straightforward. Now, let's jump 60 years into the future. This is the Avengers. Here, we start with a camera move into an establishing shot. But this time,
these were in Phil Coulson's jacket.
We get dialogue right away. Throughout this scene, the only things that move are the camera and Nick Fury. Even though we have weather outside and actors in the background, none of them are used. Notice that the camera movement doesn't have a beginning or an end, and there's no variation. Each shot goes in the exact same direction.
Maybe I had that coming.
But in Seven Samurai, the camera moves have a distinct beginning, middle, and end. And each shot changes the direction from the previous one. As he climbs up, Kurosawa uses the movement of the flag to cut smoothly into this angle, all Seven Samurai and their banner together. This scene has every type of movement, carefully pieced together and spaced throughout. The weather, the group, the individual, the camera, the cut. But this scene tells its story mostly through dialogue.
Called the Avengers Initiative.
Sure, the camera moves, but it's pointless movement. For all the money that was put into it, this scene feels flat.
It's an old-fashioned notion.
But how could you improve a scene like this? Well, if you know what the scene's about, try to express it through movement. Start with the character. How are they feeling? Is there any way the actor can convey that by moving? Okay, maybe too much. Let's be more subtle. Take the feeling that's inside the character and bring it out through the background. If a character is angry and menacing, you can do this. Or if she's simmering with resentment. Another option is to contrast one person against the group. So if somebody suffers a very public humiliation, this works. Or if they're looking for a needle in a haystack. You can use camera movement to convey excitement. You can cut on movement to show surprise. And you can combine every type of motion into one amazing image. By the way, you don't need to put every type of movement in every shot. That's just tiring.
It's 2-3 times a year. Just to feel, oh wow, that's why I wanted to be a filmmaker. And look what I'm doing now. Special effects. And then another movie about special effects. And then the third movie about special effects.
Now pick any of his films, go to any scene, and watch how everything moves together.
You know, it's the...
Frameshift drive charging.
欲しいね。
じゃあ最後に日本の監督、若い監督に若い。
request granted. Flight assist on. Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged. Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted. Flight assist off. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Flight assist off. Flight assist on. Docking request granted. Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged. Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted. Flight assist off. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Frameshift drive charging.
Excuse me, ma'am. I want to get my hair cut.
Huh?
I want to get my hair cut.
Huh?
Hair cut.
Look at me now. Look at me
First
now.
off, hey, let me tell you,
Look at me now.
we hotter than pepper soup. Hey, bouncing from the wall to the window. Free spirit moving wherever the wind blows. Trend sets, everybody at the follow. Ambassador, leader of tomorrow. Tell Simba, I'm the king of the jungle. Nollywood icon, king of Azonto. Black president, buying people condo. Lone Ranger, you be Tonto. Me and Psychic making a splash. Jump into the Maybach and we be making a dash. New York, London, tell your brother and sister. Everybody wants to be an African hipster.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Look at me now, look at me now, Even Coco Chanel call me when I'm in town. I'm stronger than Juju, sweeter than Fufu, smoother than couscous, hotter than Juju. Clap, patewo, do that dance, drop down, the ballet. This is your chance. Oh yeah, clap, patewo, do that dance, drop down, the ballet. This is your chance. When I woke up, I Google myself, $1 billion investment, checking my wealth. I don't stop, tell your brother and sister. Everybody wants to be an African hipster.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Can't stop, won't stop. I be chasing the dream, top of the cream. When I move, I'm taking my team. Charlie, they call me Babatunde. Hot like fire, caliente. So that, and me a leader don't follow. Fine, fine gentlemen, me a no shallow. Fresh cut, bright socks, pocket square, vintage watch. My apparel, they fit well, well. See my sweet cologne, it they smell well, well. See my fake Gucci bag, I they wear well, well.
Where you get your clothes from?
Baby, I don't tell. In the jungle is where I spend most of my days. Let's go to Gold Coast, Paris and Rome. Baby, I got my green card, we can go on our own. Wrote to me, tell your brother and sister. Everybody wants to be an African hipster. Nelson Mandela, African hipster. James Brown, Oprah, African hipster. Stevie Wonder, African hipster. But Jolly just come. What did they happen? This is no email scam.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to one of the most exciting...
got nothing on my brain. That's what people say. Ooh, that's what people say. I go out too many dates, but I can shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreakers gonna fake, and the fakers gonna fake. I'm just gonna shake, baby, shake it off, shake it off. I never miss a beat. I'm just lightning on my feet, and that's what they don't see. They don't see, and I be dancing on my own. Yeah, I make them move up as I go, and that's what they don't know. Yes, that's what they don't know. But I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. Because the choir's gonna play, and the haters gonna hate. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Heartbreakers gonna fake, and the fakers gonna fake. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off.
Hey, just think, while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this sick beat. My ex-man brought his new girlfriend. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna shake into the fella over there with the heck of good hair. Won't you come on over, baby, shake.
Oh yeah, Joshi, let me have some sounds from that funky guitar. I'm just so broke you won't believe. Can't get $1 out of me. And as far as I can see, I'm losing control like a bad disease. No, I just can't get relief. I've been shot down by the life police. Cause every day I try to rise but I can't succeed. Can anybody be better? Or you can be better. Well, life is loving. Instead of champagne, don't worry little children, and don't complain. Whoa, remember your golden, to find some sugar cane. When life gives you lemons, for lemonade. Hey, I'm a hey, Now every day is like a brand new year. I throw my hands up in the air like I just don't care. I'm on walking down the streets feeling like oh yeah. Feel like the bottom of the glass now. I see it clear. Now I laugh just a little more. I'm getting much taller than I did before. No, I'm not where I need to be, but I thank God that I'm not where I used to be. I used to be bitter, and now I feel better. When life gives you loving, instead of champagne, don't worry little children, don't complain. Whoa, remember your golden, to find some sugar cane. When life gives you loving, I would say for a reason that I can't explain. Something you to believe in. I'm awakened again. So many minutes
Drafting for him. They're not gonna tell you that. That little like rap part, redemption.
That little like rap part, redemption.
You're welcome, Alex.
You're welcome, Alex.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Bravo Radio uniform. Beware, weapon fire restrictions are in place in this sector. Request approved. Vector for approach to landing pad 29er. Touchdown. Secured. Welcome, Commander. Landing comfort is engaged. Clear for egress. All clear. FSB out.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. charging.
Video blog about training for SEAL Fit. This past week, I gotta be honest with you guys, I've traveled a lot. It's really busy. My diet and training really kind of, the wheels fell off the bus, I'm not gonna lie. And you know, you kind of hit one of those momentum points in your life where, you know, it's going, but just going. And I know there's a lot of marathoners and a lot of guys on this page who are much faster runners than me. But for me, this was a PR, you know, definitely a personal record. I ran 2.5 miles in 22 minutes, which I've never done before. It's pretty fast for me, especially when you include outside in the hills and the heat and all that stuff. And or we're just like, you know what, this probably just isn't for me. I gotta be honest with you guys, I mean, this SEAL Fit 20X event, I'm nervous about it. You know, it's a year out. I'm nervous about it. 12 hours, you know, of intense physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, intuitional training, you know, that's going to go into that. But
Frameshift drive charging. 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 Four, three. Docking request granted. Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged. Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted. Flight assist off. Frameshift drive charging.